This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Does your race and color of your skin play a role in how long you'll spend waiting in an emergency room before seeing a doctor? According to a new report, racialized Manitobans are waiting longer than white patients. CBC's Ian Fraze has been looking at the new stats. And Ian, what are the numbers showing?
Patients who identify as Indigenous, African, or Black are generally waiting longer in Winnipeg's ERs than those who are white. Now, that's a major takeaway from the province tracking the racial and ethnic background of patients over the last 2 years in ERs. The data also shows those who are African or Black wait the longest to be seen, even though they're among the most likely to present with a serious issue. Dr. Marcia Anderson has been leading this study. She says little from the data surprises her, but she's struck by how many Indigenous patients with the most serious of medical issues decide to leave hospital early.
It stood out to me that over 100 Indigenous people who came in with an initial triage score of 1 ended up leaving against medical advice. I think what that points to for us is that there is more work to be done and more supports we can offer.
The report recommends that emergency staff be provided with training on anti-Indigenous and anti-Black racism.
So, Ian, you also spoke with a longtime advocate for Indigenous people in the healthcare system. What does he think of this data?
Well, Dr. Barry LaValle says the report is lacking. Rather than including the actual experiences of First Nations people, he says the report is too focused on numbers and statistics.
They're only one lens into the problem. And the problem with this report, it tries to sanitize and it tries to disperse the impact of racism within emergency rooms. And it doesn't do any binary calculations of First Nations versus others.
Despite the report's findings, Health Minister Uzoma Seguera says frontline workers shouldn't be blamed. The minister says everyone has a role to play in dismantling systemic racism. Brittany.
All right, thank you. That's CBC's Ian Fraze. Expensive, time-consuming, and unnecessary. A doctors' advocacy group in Manitoba is appealing to employers to eliminate sick notes for short-term absences. As the CBC's Rosanna Hempel explains, Doctors Manitoba is launching a campaign to highlight the cost on the healthcare system.
How can I help you today?
Well, I'm only here because I need a sick note for HR.
So why do we send HR issues to the doctor?
This is an ad from Doctors Manitoba. The advocacy group is calling on employers to eliminate sick notes because physicians get 600,000 requests for them every year.
We are all paying for sick notes, whether it's through our taxes or by waiting longer for the care that we need to seek.
President Dr. Nichelle Desailly says removing notes would free up more than 300,000 visits each year. She's a family physician in Neighbourhoods.
I couldn't believe the proportion of my day that was taken up by it. And now, after I've been in practice for 10 years, I still see it in the emergency room, in clinic.
Part of the challenge, Desailly says, is breaking the habit. Human resources expert Tori McNally says absences can be handled in the workplace.
So what employers are really interested in is holding their employees accountable. And so when you say, taking away sick notes, they'll immediately think, how am I going to verify it in other ways?
Doctors Manitoba has a guide to phase out sick notes. It says there are ways to verify if someone is sick by having conversations, seeing pharmacy receipts, or getting the employee to fill out a form self-declaring. The organization wants changes to provincial legislation too. Health Minister Uzoma Seguera says the government is interested.
Labor has a big role in this, and so that work is ongoing right now. We're at the stage of really reaching out and doing those consultations and hearing from employers and the public.
Doctors Manitoba says the legislation change would even the playing field in workplaces across Manitoba. Rosanna Hempel, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Hundreds of volunteers were searching in Brandon today, hoping to find Owen Bedford. The 18-year-old has been missing since Saturday night. The Hutterian Emergency Aquatic Response Team deployed on Brandon's Assiniboine River this afternoon. They're helping look for Bedford, who was last seen at Houston's bar on Victoria Avenue early Sunday morning. A grid search involving hundreds of volunteers is underway, trying to find any sign of where the teen may have gone. His cousin says they hope to find him soon.
I consider Owen one of my good friends as well as my cousin, and almost like a little brother to me, and we've spent a ton of time together, and he's a very, very good human. So we really miss him, and we want him home.
Bedford was reported missing to police on Sunday. He's about 5'7" with blonde hair and blue eyes. The family is asking anyone with doorbell or security camera footage that may help locate him to come forward. An Anishinaabe nation on the east side of Lake Winnipeg has sued Manitoba Hydro over its manipulation of the water level on the province's largest lake. Barons River First Nation says Hydro's use of the lake as a reservoir has had lasting negative effects. CBC's Bartley Kivas reports.
In 1976, Manitoba Hydro started using this dam on the Nelson River and a series of channels to regulate water levels on Lake Winnipeg. This reduced the severity of flooding and low water on the lake. In a statement of claim filed with Manitoba's Court of King's Bench, Barons River First Nation says this lake-level manipulation has harmed its land and fishing grounds, violating its treaty rights. It's seeking damages from the feds, province, and Hydro for allowing the Crown Corporation to use Lake Winnipeg as a reservoir without the First Nations' consent.
This is not only a legal matter, it is moral and a spiritual one. The land is our life. The water is our spirit.
The First Nation argues a permanent license granted to Hydro in 2015 was based on incomplete information. It wants a new environmental assessment and an injunction against Hydro's regulation of the lake. Barons River argues the Crown Corporation has prioritized its revenue over the First Nations' needs.
You know, when there's a high water event, Manitoba Hydro makes between $450 to $550 million.
Barons River is also among 11 First Nations seeking damages from the city of Winnipeg for a sewage spill into the Red River. But it's on its own with the claim against Hydro.
Manitoba Hydro and the NDP government said they could not comment on a matter before the courts. CBC News also reached out to the federal Liberal government but didn't hear back. Bartley Kivas, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Two Manitoba child welfare agencies are heading to court. Binding arbitration sent striking workers back to their jobs, but the agencies say they can't afford the wage increases that came with it. In March, more than 330 employees went on strike, demanding a new agreement looking to match wage increases other civil servants had received. They went back to work 2 weeks later after the union reached an agreement through arbitration. Now, Métis Child, Family and Community Services and Michif Child and Family Services want a judge to review that decision, calling it, quote, unreasonable. Workers are set to see a 14% pay increase over 4 years under the deal, which is set to last until January 2027. But the agencies say they cannot manage those financial liabilities, blaming a lack of adequate funding from the province. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency has confirmed a case of bovine tuberculosis in Manitoba. The CFIA says the infected animal was a 7-year-old cow from the Pembina Valley region. It had been slaughtered in a federally registered facility in the province. The agency says the herd where the cow came from has been quarantined. The CFIA says human cases of bovine TB are very rare, but can occur by consuming raw or unpasteurized products from an infected animal. It says pasteurized milk and milk products are safe to consume. A really nice day outside in the province and specifically in the southern part of the province today. Riley off for one more day. He'll be back here tomorrow, but time now to check in with weather specialist Helena Mahalik.
It was a pretty warm day for Manitoba. Let's take a look at our daytime highs for the province. Temperatures hovering around 25 degrees for areas in and around Winnipeg. Closer to the north, we're seeing temperatures just below the 20-degree mark. Tuesday evening, there is a slight chance of rain for areas around Winnipeg, just a 30% chance, and the rest of the province in for a pretty clear night. We did have a little bit of a breeze Tuesday, especially around Winnipeg, winds gusting up to 40 kilometers an hour, areas around Brandon at 30 kilometers an hour. Looking to Wednesday, in the morning, it'll be sunny and temperatures just below 20 degrees. Around the noon hour, temperatures climbing up to around 25 degrees and still sunny, no breeze at all. And into the afternoon, there's that chance of thunderstorms, about a 60% chance, but temperatures staying quite warm around the 20-degree mark. And I'll have your full forecast coming up later, Brittany.
Thanks, Helena. Waiting to go home. As many Manitobans continue to wait for those evacuation orders to be lifted, one couple will be going home with 2 extra family members. More on that straight ahead. They were preparing for what should have been one of the happiest days of their lives. But as wildfire threatened their home, a Manitoba couple was left stranded with nowhere to go and 2 new additions to care for. CBC's Catherine Moreau has more.
On May 31st, Rob Cormier and his fiancée Jen welcomed their twins at St. Boniface Hospital. After their birth, the twins, their parents, and their 2-year-old brother were to return home to Flin Flon. But fate had other plans for them. A few days before, major forest fires threatened their community and forced residents there to flee. In the days that followed, the situation got worse, even threatening the family home.
The day that my fiance went into labor was like the worst day of the fire. So we're like, is this going to be a happy day? Is this going to be a sad day? It was super mixed emotions.
Flames didn't reach Cormier's house, but nearby Denair Beach fire burned his in-laws' home to the ground. Not wanting to end up in a hotel room with a toddler and 2 newborns, Cormier searched for a different place to stay.
We were sitting in the hospital and all the nurses were asking us where we're going and all that. And we had no idea. Like I was on the iPad looking at Airbnbs, trying to find one that was suitable for us.
His search ended soon enough. Having heard their story, the Manitoba Métis Federation reached out to its members. They had found a house big enough for the family.
We hit the ground running here at our McGregor Center on our donation side and literally had everything packed up, delivered for them at the house.
Stephanie Mayer with the MMF says the goal was to make sure the family felt this was their home away from home and for the parents to have everything they needed for their newborns.
So we gave them 2 double bassinets. We actually had a double twin stroller with the toddler item on the back of it. Diapers, clothing, formula, toys, everything you can imagine that newborns would need.
Cormier appreciates the generosity and says the family is comfortable, but the family can't wait to go back to their own home. But that'll have to wait. Just like thousands of other evacuees from the Flin Flon area, they still don't know when they'll be able to get back home. Catherine Moreau, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Well, that is the big question many are waiting to have answered. Unfortunately, Flin Flon isn't out of the woods quite yet. The city of 5,000 is still on mandatory evacuation. Flin Flon's fire chief posted the latest fire zone map on social media. He says an area close to the community is still a threat, even though fire swept through.
The fire here burned so hot and so fast that it left large pockets of vegetation to still reignite. So even though the fire was fast and making a great deal of heat and everything, it still left a great deal of vegetation there that could reignite and come back towards us here in Flin Flon.
He says infrared cameras have been scanning the region at night looking for hot spots. 350 were found, and crews upwards of 40 firefighters are working to put those out. He says Flin Flon is still surrounded by fire and it is not safe to return. It was a special high school graduation for some students who are stuck hundreds of kilometers away from home. Indigenous high school graduates were honored in a ceremony hosted by the Winnipeg School Division. Joining them were grads from northern Manitoba, forced out of their homes and schools by those wildfires. Deshaun Keeper says many of his family and friends had planned to attend his grad back home in Tatasqueyac, Cree Nation.
I'm celebrating today, but I wish some family members were here because all my grads are all planning to come to the grad, so they said that they wish they were here, but I'll take that as imaginary they'll come here. So yeah, some are here, so I'm happy.
Keeper says his mother was in the audience, but many of his loved ones were still evacuated to Niagara Falls. He hopes Tatasqueyac grads can celebrate together once everyone is back home.
One year after the City of Winnipeg's top civil servant resigned under a cloud of controversy, the city has nominated a new chief administrative officer. Joseph Dunford has been nominated as the city's choice for CAO. Dunford currently serves as the Deputy Minister of Public Service Delivery for the province of Manitoba. Mayor Scott Gillingham says Dunford has more than 20 years of experience as an engineer and has served in public roles in Nova Scotia and Newfoundland and Labrador.
We want someone who has the yes-first culture that they're going to adopt
and implement and really lead through our public service. And so I believe that Joe Dunford has the experience and the focus that we're looking for at this time.
Former CAO Michael Jack resigned in June 2024. Jack had come under fire from some council members for his management of the city's administration after an audit of the city's workforce found it lacked adequate processes for performance reviews and measuring progress toward key goals. The Executive Policy Committee voted unanimously to move Dunford's appointment forward. Property and Development Chair Evan Duncan says he's looking forward to getting to know the nominee.
At the end of the day, the CAO directs the public service, and if the new CAO, pending council approval, has some ideas on how to make the public service more efficient, I'm open ears.
Assuming council approves the appointment at its meeting next week, Dunford's first day on the job will be August 4th. Cameron McLean, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Well, it was a nice warm day out today. I know the pup enjoyed a walk this morning, but there are still so many parts of the province that really need significant rainfall. Let's bring in weather specialist Helena Mahalik and what's on tap. Helena.
There's a lot of rainfall coming for the province of Manitoba, which will be very good for the forest fire situation. Let's take a look at what's ahead. Tuesday evening, we saw the start of that rainfall, some showers around Winnipeg, and a chance of thunderstorms around the Flin Flon area. That's going to be continuing all throughout the week. Wednesday, we're seeing that chance of thunderstorms in the Winnipeg area and southern Manitoba. Thursday, it's going to be a clearer morning and afternoon, but into the evening, we're seeing those thunderstorms continuing for Winnipeg and some rainfall possible for the Churchill region in the north as well. As we get to Friday, we're seeing the rain kind of stop, some scattered showers possible for the Flin Flon area, so we will be getting a good amount of rain. Winnipeg is only getting around 5 millimeters, but areas like Morden getting close to 25 millimeters and Brandon getting around 13 millimeters, so getting some good rainfall there. The north only getting around 5 to 6 millimeters though. This will still help with our forest fire and smoke air quality Wednesday for sure. As we get to Thursday, there is a chance of some fires from Ontario coming in and affecting a little bit of the air quality for Manitoba. Temperatures will be staying quite warm though over the next few days, hovering around the 25-degree mark, but temperatures may feel just a little bit cooler with these rains that we're seeing. And in the north, we're going to be experiencing some winds, which may make things feel just slightly cooler. Tuesday evening in the south, we are seeing temperatures hovering around 15 degrees and mainly clear skies, some cloud coverage or a chance of rain, especially in the western part of the south. As we look to the north, temperatures a little cooler, especially in the Churchill region, hovering below 5 degrees, but other areas around Norway House hovering around 10 degrees, and we're seeing that chance of rainfall as well into overnight. Wednesday, temperatures feeling a bit warmer for the north, hovering just below 20 degrees, and we're seeing that chance of some sun as well. In the north, temperatures just a little bit cooler. But as we look to southern Manitoba, again, we're seeing that chance of scattered thunderstorms throughout, and temperatures still feeling quite warm, hovering around 25 degrees or just below that. And we are still seeing mainly sunny skies despite that chance of some showers. And Brittany, I'll have more information for you in the 7-day forecast.
All right, thanks, Helena. We need to take a quick break, but there's much more to come straight ahead. Stay with us. First Nations groups held a protest on Parliament Hill against the federal government's One Canadian Economy Bill. Bill C-5 would grant sweeping powers to fast-track major infrastructure projects, and it's drawn sharp criticism from Indigenous leaders. CBC's David Thurton reports.
Ottawa's major projects bill facing some pushback.
A lot of things that are troubling. That should trouble all of us.
It's an excuse for them to power grab and create more political power for both levels of government.
Ontario's First Nations gathered on Parliament Hill as the government rushes through legislation.
It's very emotional for me as an environmentalist to know that this damage is going to be left to our children.
As Donald Trump's trade war threatens the Canadian economy, the Liberal government says the bill is about getting mines, ports, and pipelines built fast, especially those snarled in overlapping regulatory and permitting processes.
For too long, when federal agencies have examined a new project, their immediate question has been why. With this bill, we will instead ask ourselves how.
But some Liberals are uncomfortable with the bill.
I support a lot of what's in the Building Canada Act as well. There are two major problems, and if those problems aren't resolved, then I'm not going to support it at third reading.
The bill allows the government to approve a project up front, along with exempting any project from any federal law, a sweeping power that will be in effect for 5 years. The NDP and the Bloc oppose the bill as it stands.
Will the Liberals take the time to answer questions on C-5 instead of forcing it down Parliament's throat?
The government says consultation with Indigenous people is woven throughout the bill.
Let me be absolutely clear. Major projects will only proceed under this Act with meaningful consultation and accommodation with Indigenous peoples.
The bill has broad support from industry, and Conservatives are signaling they'll back it too, which likely ensures its passage to the House by the end of the week. David Thurton, CBC News, Ottawa.
Ukrainian officials say a massive Russian airstrike on Kyiv has killed at least 14 people and wounded dozens more. It's the deadliest attack on the capital this year. Authorities say hundreds of Russian drones and dozens of missiles targeted the Ukrainian capital overnight. A number of civilian locations were hit, including residential buildings and educational facilities. The main bombardment demolished a 9-story apartment building in the capital. Kyiv's mayor has declared Wednesday an official day of mourning. The attack comes after 2 rounds of peace talks failed to make progress to end the war. Now, after departing early from the G7, Donald Trump met with advisors at the White House about the escalating crisis between Iran and Israel. The U.S. president says he wants to see a real end to the conflict and an end to Tehran's nuclear program. This, as speculation grows, he may be leaning towards more direct involvement. Sasha Petrusik has the latest from Washington.
Even on the flight out of Canada on Air Force One, Trump was insistent.
Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
He says he's looking for something more than a ceasefire in the war between Iran and Israel. He wants Iran's nuclear program stopped, maybe destroyed. As the two Mideast countries trade airstrikes in a 4-day war that shows no sign of slowing or achieving Israel's goal of preventing Tehran from building a nuclear bomb, the U.S. has been making moves of its own. It's brought in more ships and planes, and Trump's social media posts point to even more direct U.S. involvement. He boasted that it's American-made weapons used by Israel that have cleared Iran's defense systems. He threatened to kill Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, not now, but maybe. And he posted a demand for unconditional surrender from Tehran, all in the space of 1 hour this morning. Israel has long pushed for the U.S. to join this war. It especially needs America's biggest bunker-busting bomb to destroy Iran's most important underground nuclear plant. The huge bomb can only be dropped by American pilots using the U.S. B-52 bomber. Iran has reportedly suggested it's ready to negotiate now, and Trump's not closing the door on talking, says a State Department spokeswoman.
Negotiations, looking for diplomatic solutions,
to generational problems that he wants solved diplomatically.
But discussions with Trump's national security team in the White House Situation Room today suggest other options are on the table. Sasha Petrusik, CBC News, Washington.
The war between Israel and Iran has escalated further. The two countries continue attacks against each other, with Iran launching more missiles toward Israel. The Iranian military said it plans to ramp up its attacks on Israel, and it warned residents of two Israeli cities to evacuate Tel Aviv and Haifa as soon as possible. Meanwhile, loud explosions were heard across Tehran, and people continue to stream out of the Iranian capital following Israel's order to evacuate. Israeli officials claim to have killed a top Iranian general. The escalating conflict in the Middle East has led most countries in the region to close their airspace. That includes Israel and Iran. Canadians are now stranded in both countries. Yasmin Ganea has more.
It's been probably 20 or 30 times that we've been in and out of shelters, sometimes once every 45 minutes.
Eisenberg is in Israel as part of an international delegation invited by the country's foreign ministry to meet with members of the LGBTQ+ community.
There's a lot of emotions. We understand the concept of the shelters and the concept that we're safe, but at the same time, there is so much that we don't know. We don't know if it's going to hit near us. We don't know how many are coming at us.
With Israeli airspace close to civilian planes, she says the Canadian embassy has warned her it could be days or weeks before she could get out of the country.
So that was actually more anxiety-inducing in a weird way than any of the rockets have been up to this point.
Iran's airspace is also closed. Toronto resident Sarah Shariati's father is trapped in Tehran.
When the strikes first started, he could hear them while inside the house. And as the attacks are getting more intense and more frequent, he's worried and is unsure of what he should do.
There is no Canadian embassy in Iran. Global Affairs says its ability to provide consular services is extremely limited. It says it has not received any reports of Canadians injured or killed in relation to the escalations in the Middle East. Those who are stranded will continue to shelter in place as necessary and hope the conflict doesn't escalate even further. Yasmin Ganea, CBC News, Vancouver.
Finding his voice through dance, how one Indigenous reporter is taking steps to learn his culture. More on that story straight ahead. June 21st is National Indigenous Peoples Day. This year, CBC Indigenous is marking the day with a special program called Resonate, Songs of Resilience. As part of that, reporter Stephen Richard shared a personal journey about the steps he's taking to connect to powwow, people, and his past.
It's been my dream to walk in the footsteps of my ancestors. But up until now, I wasn't totally clear on how to do that. I'm at 465 Alexander Street in Winnipeg. Today it's a church, but in 1986 this was the Indian and Métis Friendship Center, and this is where my parents met. Take a look at this photo. It's from 1986, before my parents were a thing. That's my mom there, and my dad, he's right there. My parents split after only a few months, and each left the powwow trail for their own reasons. But I often wonder what it would have been like had I grown up around powwow. I've led a rad life. I've done some cool things. I was a professional wrestler. I'm a dad, and now I'm a reporter. My name is Stephen Richard. I'm an Anishinaabe, a member of Saugeen First Nation, and I'm gonna make my debut at Canada's biggest powwow. But first, I need to learn to dance.
8, turn 1, 2, 3, 4, switch 5, 6, 7, 8.
This is my teacher, 18-year-old Drayden Flett Roulette, a grass dancer from Opaskwayak Cree Nation. As a family, how does the music bring you together?
Well, you know, we're always doing something all year round. So through the summer we're going to powwows. You know, for winter we're going to round dances. So we're always doing something that's connected to music. And even at home, you know, we're cleaning, listening to a powwow song, and it always finds a way to bring us closer as a family, closer physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. So what I like to do when I teach kids, I say, pretend you're holding shopping bags.
I chose to learn grass dancing because of its unique steps and visual flair.
Go, tap, tap.
Drayden is a pro. Myself, on the other hand,
other way,
not quite yet. So I took what Drayden taught me in those few hours and brought it home to practice. And I practiced. And I practiced. I had 6 weeks to hone my craft. I also had to find regalia. And because our community is so giving and always willing to help, a complete stranger donated me his. Nice. Awesome. Now I was ready. This is Manitoba 2025. In its 20th year, this powwow keeps getting bigger, attracting more than 25,000 people per year from around the globe. And if you've been to a powwow, you know you can't have one without a drum.
Can you state your name? Lance.
What's your last name?
Greygle.
Can you spell it?
Greyeagle or something like that. So yeah, Greygle.
How does the drum music connect with the dance? Would they exist without each other?
Like if it wasn't for the drum, you know, there wouldn't be no dances, because the drum brings everything. You know, it brings the dancers alive, brings the people alive. It brings, like, you know, the visitors and whatnot alive. You know, so it's pretty much the drum.
I've been to Manitoba before as a viewer. But as a dancer, this felt intimidating. Finally, my moment had arrived. I decided to dance in the intertribals, a style of song where everyone is welcome to dance. I felt comfortable with that. And for this big achievement, my mom was there too.
Sweating, man. Sweating, feeling good. Felt really good. Lots of people out there. Man, I'm out of breath.
It meant so much for me to have my whole family here. It was an accomplishment. I was exhausted, spiritually and physically. I went home and I slept, but I did manage to capture some reflections that night.
And I felt like invigorated. It was really nice. It was really nice to feel invigorated. And what I can say is that I feel connected, which is cool.
The appreciation of the dance, the drum, and the people. I think of my kids who, through this experience, have wanted to dance powwow. And if they have great teachers like I did,
cool. Yeah. High five. Yeah.
Like Drayden and Lance, they're in good hands.
Oh yeah,
Copenhagen wants to reward tourists for being environmentally conscious and for picking up trash.
Copenhagen rewards, for instance, visitors and locals who bike or take public transportation or pick up litter or eat vegetarian meal. And actually this year we also reward visitors who come or who arrive here by train or electric cars or stay more than 4 days here.
Visitors can be seen here keeping the city's canals and harbor clean. In exchange, they get to enjoy free boat rides, bike rentals, and even meals. Other rewards include lower entry fees to attractions, guided tours, even yoga sessions. Organizers say the tourism initiative is based on last year's successful pilot project. Lithium-ion batteries are used to power up many of the electronic devices we use in our everyday lives. But they don't last forever, and many are unsafely being tossed into the trash. The city says there's been an increase in recent fires linked to these batteries at the landfill. Mark Kinsley is Superintendent of Waste Diversion for the City of Winnipeg and joins me now. Thanks for being here, Mark.
Thanks for having me on.
So what has your team been seeing over the past few months regarding battery fires?
Yeah, it's actually going back even further. In the last couple of years, that's been trending up on. There's always been, fires at landfills and other waste diversion facilities. But for our Brady Road landfill, this year we've had an average of 1 per month. We've had 6 in 2025, and we've actually been able to trace it back to lithium batteries, lithium ion. So we're really hoping to get the message out there to everybody, the importance of not putting them in your garbage or your blue cart recycling. We want these to be funneled to the 4 Winnipeg depots so they can be safely handled.
So Mark, what is it specifically about lithium-ion batteries that make them such a hazard?
Yeah, the way that they're designed and why they're so efficient and they get used more and more is because of the chemical nature inside. So they work great when they're, in their device and whatnot. But if they get compromised, and in our case, the landfill, they get damaged and the actual casing of whatever type battery it is, a lot of times it's the tool variety, that chemical reaction actually can combust. So we're trying to avoid, negative, harsh impact to these batteries.
And being in a landfill, that kind of creates a perfect storm for these fires. So for those who don't know, what kind of items contain these specific types of batteries?
Yeah, so you're looking at all types of tools. A lot of rechargeable batteries have the lithium ion kind of setup. So tools, there's toys, flashlights. And then when you get into electronics, those batteries can stay within those devices, and those can also be taken to the 4 Winnipeg depots. So most batteries now that have a rechargeable option are lithium ion. So we really want people to think of that and, take them to the 4 Winnipeg depots.
So don't throw them out. Don't put them in the recycling. This is the proper way. Is there anywhere else that people can really properly dispose of these besides going to the depot if they can't access that very readily?
Yeah, so if you can remove the battery from the device safely, we're not talking about getting your tools out and opening up things up, but if they have the compartment and you can remove the battery, those fall within. We also have drop-off depots at some libraries and civic offices, and there are some retail participants where you can drop off, and it's part of the Call to Recycle battery program.
All right, for more information on that, you can head to the city's website. Mark, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
It's a yearly walk to help promote healing. We'll have more on the Smudge Walk straight ahead, and one more final check on our forecast.
We are seeing temperature is feeling quite warm despite some chance of rain. Let's take a look at conditions for the city of Winnipeg. Wednesday, we are seeing those thunderstorms, about a 60% chance. Temperature is still hovering around 25 degrees, and we're going to see those temperatures staying like that into the weekend. We are seeing sunny skies. Into Sunday, though, we're seeing a slight chance of rain, about a 60% chance, and Monday, that rainfall continues, dropping temperatures by almost 5 degrees. We're seeing the sun come back Tuesday, but temperatures still staying around 5 degrees below seasonal, and a few breezy days as well. Overnight lows will be above seasonal, though, and into the weekend, things feeling just a little bit cooler. And Brittany, we definitely know the rainfall is needed in the province.
Thanks, Helena. Well, dozens of people living in Gilbert Park walked the streets of their community with the hope of healing and bettering the neighborhood. CBC's Felicia Adam was there.
Smoke washing over the streets of Gilbert Park, offering ceremony to the people who live here. The burning sage is traditional medicine used for healing.
It's what so many people need nowadays, and because different people go through hard times, we all go through hard times.
Dozens came together for the second annual smudge walk. Beatrice Yellowback has called Gilbert Park home for 20 years.
A lot of things happened here, right? Drugs going through here. We want just a happy place for the kids to grow up and be part of, you know.
Natasha Whitebear walked with her 3 kids. Part of her healing is being able to embrace her culture.
I believe healing, altogether, it's really good just to start with the smudge, because introducing our culture, we never were able to practice our culture, and it's good to just see it out in the public.
The walk was organized by Norwest Co-op Community Health with a goal of providing more access to ceremony.
I want our community to feel revived, to know that no matter what happens throughout the year, there's access to medicine within our resource center and within the land around us that they can access and help themselves heal.
Even after the walk is over. Felicia Adam, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Well, that's all for us tonight. Riley will be back here tomorrow. We will both see you then. Have a wonderful night.